So we continue on our coverage with the FIM MiniGP UK 190 title battle. Henry McCartney, Blake Wilson and Marco Holt. This time, split up a little. Jenson Bishop is going off P3. Arnie Carr is 5th. Annabelle McCarthy is in 6th position on the starting grid. And behind them, we have Sid Marshall. But this is the trio that have been racing each other all season long. Jenson Bishop is already eclipsed, as we've now got McCartney, Wilson and Holt at each other's throats again. It's the riders class between the riders aged 12 to 16. We're on board with Jenson Bishop, and this is what it's looked like to see the top 3 riders in this championship get ahead of you and disappear into the distance. He is one of the local riders here, of course, Jenson Bishop from nearby Northampton. But look at these 3, they're just so exceptional to watch. Marco Holt already putting Blake Wilson under some pressure. But again, Blake Wilson just needs to stay upright as the others have fallen. There's the move on the inside from Marco Holt. Tries to go for Blake Wilson on the first lap. They'll try anything to put Blake Wilson off, because if he falls just once this weekend, then all of a sudden the last race of the season, the last race of the weekend, could be the greatest we have ever seen in British mini bikes. Mind you, race 2 yesterday was pretty amazing.
It certainly was. We're on karting circuits, by the way, guys. If you're watching the British Mini Bikes Championship for the first time and wondering what we're racing on, we're on karting tracks. 2 wheels this time, though. As up the inside of Blake Wilson goes Marco Holt through to 2nd place. Any time that your name's Jenson Bishop and you can be close, this close to the championship leader, Blake Wilson, by the way, you know you've got some talent.
Yeah, Jenson Bishop has been doing such hard work all weekend to try and stay with these 3 who are in a class of their own and have been all season long. So this is already a much better start for Jenson Bishop, having been 3rd position on the grid, and now he's riding with them. We've got a quartet. If only we had a few more rounds left of the championship. It'd be great to see what Jenson Bishop could throw into the mix with these 3.
Yeah, again, earlier on we were talking about riders that will be riders to watch next season, 2025 and beyond, what we call our Project 2025, not Donald Trump's. That is our onboard cameraman Jenson Bishop, and in 2025, look out for him to be a player in this championship.
Oh, no doubt. He's definitely one of the riders that we have got our eye on, and certainly he'll be doing a lot of hard work over the winter. He's already gaining in stature and confidence all the time. And look at how close he is to them compared to yesterday. Yesterday, these 3 were disappearing into the distance and leaving everybody for dead. Jenson Bishop able to stick with them like glue now. And even if he falls away, this is such a better ride. Look at the lap times he's coming up with. 52 3s, 52 4s. He's riding a second quicker today than he was yesterday. And the other 3 aren't.
Yeah, Marco Holt's the fastest man on the track as he went through the line last time. Not got track position though. He's still the fastest man. He's just set another fastest lap, but he's about to take the lead here, Jake, is he? As he come past Fine Lady up, Manuel's back in the Christmas corner. He has a look, but can't get the job done yet.
He's definitely having to think about it, but it's definitely 2-way traffic now between McCartney and Holt. I think Marco Holt has realised he can't really shake off Blake Wilson. He can't upset the balance there, so he's going to have to see what he can do to get into Henry McCartney's mindset. So this is still very much a 3-man battle. If Marco Holt can take the win off Henry McCartney, he can get himself very much back into the championship fight and close up on Henry McCartney. All 3 of these riders, by the way, are guaranteed their spots in the World Series. But this is about bragging rights. This is about trying to see who can get there to the top end. And this is very important for every rider to get that psychological edge over their 2 opponents.
Yeah, it certainly is. Blake Wilson not going crazy here. He knows he's got the championship pretty much won. He doesn't have to do anything too crazy, just got to finish 3rd and then 3rd later. That'll be enough for him to take the title.
I mean, it'll certainly be enough. He may be thinking about it in terms of the calculations. Well, yeah, I'd love to go for these 2, but look at the risks they're taking. I don't want to get into that, as Henry McCartney very nearly gets a bike in his left ankle, in his right ankle there. Goodness me. That was a very tricky one for Marco Holt. He genuinely thought he had the move on there from Henry McCartney, and at the last minute, at the 11th hour, he suddenly went, you know what, we're going to make contact, so I'm going to have to back out of this. So he's going to have to try again. He really needs something to happen and tip the balance here, because Marco Holt needs to get some points back from Henry McCartney. Blake Wilson being in 3rd position. Oh, no! Marco Holt's down! Championship over for Marco Holt! I can't believe it. That's the 2nd time he's gone down this season after his fall at Rowrah, and now again here at Wilton Mill. It's now a 2-man battle for the championship. It's Blake Wilson versus Henry McCartney, and McCartney leads as we go into the closing stages.
Yeah, Marco Holt says everything about Marco Holt, really, doesn't it? He's all or nothing. He's all in all the time. Doesn't matter whether, you know, what the championship position is, what the championship standings are. He's going flat out everywhere. And that, I guess, listen, that bodes well moving forward. He's an out-and-out racer, and it's as simple as that. Arnie Carr, we're looking at there, who's currently in 4th place.
Yeah, the man, of course, who is named after the late, great Marco Simoncelli, carries his number as well in his riding, Marco Holt. He's turning into another Barry Sheen, isn't he? You're absolutely right in terms of his levels of commitment. He just doesn't know anything other than 110%. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. He reminds me very much of Casey O'Gorman. We filmed Casey from the age of 5, and he's missed 110% for sure.
Well, Henry McCartney is going to come through to take some points off Blake Wilson. That will bode him well for the final race of the season. But it's one hand on the trophy for Blake Wilson. Henry McCartney's going to come through in fine style. The victory will be his. Blake Wilson in 2nd position. And Jenson Bishop, what a solid ride it's been for Jenson Bishop in this one. Okay, he fell away from the top 2, but a podium, and under those circumstances, he's definitely improving all the time. Arnie Carter P4 from Annabelle McCarthy and Sid Marshall. Marco Holt is win it or bin it, and on this occasion, it was the latter. There's still one race left in the championship, and it's going to be McCartney versus Wilson. Can Henry McCartney do the impossible? We will find out later.